Hi, this is Benjamin Rolnick, and I remember this joke back in elementary school or high school about a blonde and a brunette who are stranded on a desert island, and they decide one day that they want to swim to shore. So they start swimming, and the brunette swims all the way to shore. And the blonde swims 50% of the way, gets tired, and swims back. And I remember thinking to myself, no, come on, get all the way there, because I want you, I want myself, I want my family, I want my dog to swim all the way to shore. Whatever it is that you're dealing with, I want you to keep going. I want you to get it. I want you to swim 50% of the way there and then 50% of the other way there and actually achieve your dream. So I've got a message for you today. Whatever it is that you're dealing with, in the wise words of Dora, or Dory, excuse me, not Dora the Explorer, but Dory from Finding Nemo. Hey there, grumpy gills! Just keep swimming, keep on swimming. Swim, 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 swim. I love to swim, just keep swimming. Keep on swimming, swim, 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 swim. And I know sometimes it's not so easy to keep swimming. In the wise words of Pat Allen, sometimes you gotta push the arrow all the way through, which can be extremely uncomfortable, meaning you gotta move with discipline towards your dream and just swim 50% of the way there and 50% of the way back, or you gotta end those negative pathways of your fate and make them complete once and for all. And I know what it means to not complete things. I spent my whole life not completing anything. Growing up in high school and middle school, I wrote 25 screenplays, 95% of the way there, or in relationships, I'd swim 50% of the way to the shore and expect that somebody would swim 50% of the way towards me, and then we'd meet halfway there and it would all be good. But instead, I swam 50% of the way back and went back to my desert island to play with Wilson, my volleyball. And you see, it doesn't really work so well because ultimately it's way worse to swim 50% of the way and then quit halfway there, because then you spend 50% going there, 50% coming back, and 100% of the rest of your life wondering what it would have been like had you went all the way through. But today I try my best in order to just keep swimming and to swim all the way to the end of it. I'll give you a good example of that before my brother left to Portland, there was some struggle, some tension in my family between him and my mother, and to the point where my brother was saying I disown my mother, and my mother was saying I disown my son. It was that intense, and I'll spare you all the gruesome details of it, but I was concerned, but I brought it up, I opened it up, I went 50% of the way there, I went 50% of the way with that conversation where you talk to your boss, you talk to your lover, you talk to your friend, you open that project, you start it, you start that book, whatever it is, you're already basically 50% there the moment that you start. And I thought to myself, oh no, I've opened up this Pandora's box, what do I do now? And I thought to myself, just keep swimming, keep on swimming, swim, 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 swim. And the worse it got, the farther I went in. But I knew to myself that there's a distant promised shoreline here of love, of compassion, of family, unity, of bond, of all things like that. And I knew that if I just kept swimming, we'd reach it eventually. And I know that in the middle of the swim, when you're 50% there, it looks the hardest and you think to yourself, I'll never make it to the shore. And so you quit right there in the middle of it. And then you spend all that time moving backwards and then the rest of your life wondering what could have happened had I went all the way through. So I decided I'm going to go all the way through with this one. And sure enough, bada bing, bada boom, it happens. Oh, river of life, run you slow or fast. All streams reach the sea at last. And as long as we're like water and we're continuously flowing, we're continuously moving towards our dreams, towards our destiny, we get there eventually. Now you might be thinking to yourself, but I don't want to get wet. You might be thinking to yourself, yeah, but I want to feel inspired. I want to feel motivated to move towards this dream of mine, and I don't really feel that right now. And there's a great story by Zig Ziglar where he talks about a super rich steel oil Texas magnate, and he's having a coming out party for his daughter because she's coming to the ripe age of marriage, and he invites the best suitors from all the land 100 miles away to his 100,000 acre estate filled with cattle and oil heads and an Olympic-sized swimming pool. And by the end of the night, he invites everybody out to the swimming pool, which is filled with water moccasins and alligators and scorpions and snakes and all types of creepy, deadly crawlies. And he says to all the young lads there, he says, the first person to jump in this pool and swim to the other side, I will give their choice of three things. I will either give them $10 million in cash, I will give them 10,000 acres of my best land, or I will give them my beautiful daughter's hand in marriage. And mind you, he was real quick to say that she was the sole inheritor of his vast estate, and everything that he had would be bequeathed to her. And no sooner were the words out that he heard a splash in that water, and boom, almost immediately afterwards, a young man jumping out of the water on the other side of the pool, dripping with water, and the host comes running over to him and says, that's amazing! You must have broken a world record for crossing a pool! So, now that you're on the other end of this, what would you like? Would you like the $10 million in cash? And the young man says, no, sir. And so the host says, well, would you like 10,000 acres of my best land? And the young man says, no, sir. And he goes, well, you must want my beautiful daughter's hand in marriage then. And the young man goes, no, sir. So the host says, well, then what do you want? And the man goes, I just want to know the name of that dude who threw me in this swimming pool. So whatever it is that you're dealing with, if you want motivation, if you want inspiration, if you want to be lit alive and turned and set on fire, just jump in the pool and keep on swimming. Swim, swim, swim. Keep on swimming. I like to swim. Ho, 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 swim, 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 swim. Just keep swimming. So much love, many blessings, and just keep swimming. Oh, I love it. I'm going to say it one more time. Hey, don't give up, grumpy gills. Keep on swimming. Swim, swim, swim. Well, have a beautiful day.